day and good evening, and welcome back to Daily Roulettes Hangout stream with me, Caetsu Chaiji, but you can just call me Kai. So, as usual, we go through most of the daily roulettes, skip over some of them, and for every roulette, I'll be like, if you want to come along for insert this duty here, come over to me. And then I'll put together a group, I'll try to make sure we get to everyone, and we kind of go through the list. And if we finish everything, I guess we'll do Windurst. And yeah, as I was just saying over on the YouTube side of things, for some reason, recently, at least like this week, maybe the last stream of last week, I click go live when the counter says 2 minutes. And then it just sits there with this, like, you know, endless loading thingy, just saying, you're going live! For like a full minute. Then I restart the page and click go live again, and then it takes 15 seconds, and then it works. I'm like, why? What are you doing? What happened? Why is it so hard to go live? Anyway. Hey Kaj, hey Teldemar, hey Aerodil, hey Retro Gaming, hey Mizunashi, hey Arizara, hey Mistel, hey Agent Monica, hey Lana, hey Rust, hey Naomi, hey Volta, hey Crusher, hey Leah, hey Kubamana, hey Boomerman, and hey Alice. Hope you're all doing very well. And the 40 streak from Bread. Nice. Yes, I did Retro Gaming. Did it after the stream yesterday. Zayn Yasmin. And Zip Zap. Hey Fila, hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, that is the... What? Okay. Guys. What Dawntrail relic weapon do to a community? Same as Fellowship need of DPS. Ah, yeah. Well, actually, sometimes I think, Ross, that the reason why it doesn't work in Fellowship is that if it says that you have need for tanks, only tanks, and you queue as a tank, boom, you have a full party. If you need healers, you queue as a healer, boom, full party. If you need DPS, you queue as DPS, yeah, you need 2. That's my guess. So if you're completely like dry on DPS, yeah, one person queuing won't cut it. You need another one. That is my guess. There's probably also times where it's just a lie. Right then. So, let me just switch to this. I meant to do this anyway. If you like to join me for Expert Roulette, come on over to me. Oh boy. I like how there was someone who just went straight for the second platform. Writing down the names. Yeah, we don't have enough platforms. I think Gassel made a third already, Rust. Hey Rob Gero, hope you're doing well. And Weaver. I think that's a yes on would. Yeah, I would hope so. It would be really weird if I stood there like, anyone want to join? And no one wanted to join. I'm just standing there alone. Like, oh. Okay. Rogero says, have you found the Dawntrail extreme mounts? Seeing them makes me so jealous. I have all but one of them. And I almost have the totems for the last one. So, sort of. Feel I wanted to see Samurai. I can probably do that on the next one, if I'm still DPS. I just know that my striking gear is worse than my Viper, than my scouting gear. Dang it.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
Has Viper not a striking DPS? It's because it's a scouting DPS like Ninja. Uses dexterity and finesse instead of raw power.
Appreciate the help. We'll handle things from here. Take care of the Fisher.
Take care of the Fisher? That what he is? Samurai and Viper more similar than Monk and Samurai? I guess? A little bit? Reaper's maiming with a scythe? I mean, with a scythe, you're probably more likely to maim a dude than strike a dude. Gonna be perfectly honest with yourself, don't you think? I realized I'd already goofed it when I realized I had to walk into it to reach. But I tried, and I was not gonna give up. Maybe I'll get it next time. Hey Nox! Hope you're doing well. Hey, it's Metricon! It's a very graceful arc you got exploded in. Yeah, very finesse arc. Floating through the sky. Oh. Didn't make it. What? I did? What? Huh? Guys, the game hates me. It didn't. I was out. What? I saw a guy in Bohemian. Me Jamception. In this case, the problem is that in both cases, the person that I was trying to jump to dashed through it so far that I couldn't reach them. I can only do that with Black Mage. What's the range on ethereal manipulation? Is it more than 20 yalms? I would also say the reason why I get it so consistently on Black Mage is that I'm often paired up in a party with people that just wait. Like, they just let themselves, like, casually go through the scanner. And as a result, I can just jump them on the exact frame that they pass it. And so it's close enough. Whereas when you dash like 15 to 20 arms through, it's a little harder when my dash is also 20. Hey, Zach boy! Ethereal shift is 15 arms. Yeah, but I said ethereal manipulation. Ethereal shift is the white mage one. My nip is 25. That would do it. Exactly enough that you can reach anyone. You can do it with a shift sometimes. Yeah, that's also my experience, that the ethereal shift is like weirdly slow moving, so sometimes it doesn't count. Look, guys. It's the legend himself. The chunky boy himself. Get his autograph? Do you think he can write? Thoughts? Handprint and basic vomit is good enough. Oh boy. What makes you think he can't? I was asking. I was just asking questions. I'm just thinking, how often do the Voidsent make written contracts? Does he need to be able to write? Or read? I have a feeling that he's the kind of guy that would only have such a skill if he needed it. Mr. says your first mistake was asking a question to chat. Oh man. Are you saying they surprisingly often make written contracts, Nox? Don't they just make magical contracts? Are you sure they're made in writing on paper? Mostly in blood, It would be pretty funny if it came out that actually Voidsent can't read. They'll just take your word for it, that what you wrote on the contract is what you said it is. But the magic binding the contract means that you're still beholden to what the agreement is. So they don't really care whether they can read it. The contract is mostly for your sake. You know. Because they know that the people from the source kind of like that stuff. They're like, I mean, we could make written contracts. Anyone here can read? Okay, can we make like a rumor that we take written contracts? Is that okay? You think it'll work? We should ask Zero. You know, she might know. It's possible that their previous life was able to read. That's true. I guess Zero can read, yeah.
Welcome to my domain, mortals.
Mortals. Can they read the writing from the source? You know, that is a good point. Are we sure that we speak that our writing is the same? Probably is because video games. But imagine.
Carry out my will.
I don't want to. Whoa.
Now for something different.
And now for something completely different. And like a filler rotation. Wouldn't it just be mirrored? Well, how does that work exactly? Because is that how that works? Oh boy. Because there's like a whole bunch of reflections. Are they all just mirrored from the source? Hey, Nathaniel, hope you're doing well. Does this game offer mods like a damage meter? Starting this statement with, officially the terms of service state that third-party tools are off limits and that you're technically not allowed to. However, that of course also means that all consoles are completely incapable of any modding whatsoever. That being said, there are plenty of third-party tools for PC. However, as I said, use at your own risk. Technically, you could get banned. Emphasis on could. There are a lot of people that use mods quite openly that have not been banned for it. I will also say that I play with zero mods. An Ice Mage in Halatali. I mean, that's not so bad. Kinda sucks, but it's not so bad. But there are also technically DPS meters. I mean, I have moderators, such as the Elf mod Aerodel and the Potato mod Sip. But game plugins, aka mods, no. Tongue says, what are the two brick platforms outside the house for? Tongue, did you miss the start of the stream? We use those platforms to decide where Team 1 and Team 2 is for this exact stream. Yeah, there are technically DPS meters, but Let's just say if you're new to the game, Nathaniel, don't worry about it. Right. Switching back to fish. If you would like to join me for level cap, come on over to me. Over on the big platform 1. Probably Howling Blade, Robgero. Is this current class you playing the Viper by chance? It was the Viper that we were just playing, yes. And yes, by the way, Nathaniel, if you haven't seen, I have guides for all of the jobs that you might find handy. Now we're playing Samurai.
Ah, you've come. I'll begin by wearing you down.
Wow!
I've created new endless for you. Not all are warriors.
I didn't even finish with all my cooldowns. Hey Yannick, hope you're doing well, and Christopher.
Here, I shall prepare the stage for battle.
I should have kept a little bit of gauge there. Oops.
The memories of a physician. One who saves lives should be reluctant to die.
There's a little bit too much chaos with the dungeon and everything all at once for me to coordinate my burst with the dancer stuff. Unfortunately, I do not play Samurai enough for me to do that consistently. I can do that, though. I should have used Tengensu for that. Oops. And that. I didn't even realize that does damage. Might not have been worth it to set up that Higanbana again. Oh well. We have it now!
Oh, you've overburdened the system. No matter. It's
You have overburdened the system. Tenix's wears down, he says. Little did he know a Warrior of Light is actually a leather shoe that gets more comfortable with the wear. Oh no! A classified! Hope you are doing well.
Next, we visit a prison of sinister repute.
Finally caught up to the MSQ after 2 years of playing. Oh, nice! Now you have to contend with the problem of figuring out what you do next. It's a very common problem when you finally hit the MSQ after a very, very, very long journey is... Okay, so what do you do when you've finished it? Whatever you want? Now what do you want? I don't know. I've just had the game tell me for all these years. What do I want?
These are loyal executioners. They shall deal appropriately with criminals. Your sentence is death. How long can you defy it?
I forgot to use Tengensu again.
Criminals may run, but they cannot escape.
I'm completely forgetting that this man is also attacking me. Uh-oh. Dancer down. oopsie has occurred in the Meso terminal. Build the light party and save Lego City. And dead.
Beginning to tire? Good. I bid you continue on.
I've had the East Jailer as DPS. Hey, Sakai. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Chocolate Alice. Hope you're doing well.
Memories from an age rife with death. The desperation will serve well. The enemy is at the gate. To arms, good soldiers. Protect your kingdom.
Says, which dungeon from this roulette do you like the best? I really do enjoy Meso Terminal. I also feel like people hate too hard on Ghost Park. But I do agree that Underkeep is a little bit boring. Uewata's also very good.
An amalgam of memories. Let us see how it fares. It is the midst of the storm surge.
You despise the party hats as a caster? But I like it, and, you know, Black Mage.
Countless lives are lost in the senseless conflict. The war swells in scope and intensity. Bombs rain down without pause or mercy.
Raid-wide damage looks like resources to me.
The spark of life is dimmed with every blinding flash. Death is everywhere, pillaging the promise of the future.
And that's fair, Boobomet. It has a tendency to sneak up on people, right? Retro Gaming says, for expert, I need to unlock 2 more dungeons. That's probably Ghost Park and Tender Valley. And that's also true. Ghost Park gets a lot of its hate because it's really mean if your connection is bad. And bad doesn't even go that far. You only know the German names? Well, to be fair, Retro Gaming, one of the names is not even what it's called. This is what I call Ghost Park. This is Tender Valley. I just think Straybar or Deadwalk is a little bit long, and most people know what I mean when I say Ghost Park. The reason why you're missing them is because those are the only optional dungeons in Dawntrail. Right, if you'd like to join me for high-level dungeons, come on over to me. Checks the list. I have gotten the names. Hopefully we get to everyone. Oh boy. I mean, Ilya, you just walk over. I'm not joking, Ilya. If you had come over, I was looking for your name. I've made the group, but you come over, you're like, I make a list and I take it from the top so that you don't have to hurry. As long as you're there, then I will, like, take you. I make a list and I put people's names in a queue so that I make sure I get everyone. So that at least you're not, like, beaten by, oh, my queue wasn't, like, my stream was delayed. No, I'll get to you. You just have to come over. You can even just, as some people did, you can just park yourself here. The only time that it is first come, first serve, Ilya, is right at the start of the stream. I write down the names. And I might pick the first 3. But after that, I keep the whole list. And the ones that have already gotten a turn get skipped as long as there are people that haven't gotten a turn. No worries, Fila. And I specifically do that because it would suck for those that are not fast enough. And I know from myself that in things like this, I would just give up because, I can't. I'm never fast enough. So I wouldn't do that. You just have to come over. Then I'll be sure to grab you. Hey, Mel Picasso. Aerodol, do you see the weird text in the chat over on Twitch? Can you bring out the sniper? I'm having a bit of trouble doing it while fighting. Thank you, Aerodol. Anemnes is an either. It's pretty funny. Back when this was an expert roulette, I know some players straight up refused to do expert roulette because they didn't like one of the final pull in the dungeon. Weird, right? I'll say, chat. Final pull is so fun. See, the thing is, in Shadowbringers, some players didn't like that, in a way, the game forced you to pull a mob that did something that you were supposed to stop, right? You're supposed to prevent it from summoning extra adds. And then just let it do it. So they wanted to stay and fight it. And because there was this, like, clash of some players really, really wanting to do that, and some players that, you know, tried to just do a big pull, some people couldn't deal with the potential, you know, issue of disagreement that could cause. Yes, really. And then they just didn't want to do the dungeon altogether. Some also just felt that the pull was too hard, so they didn't want to do it. Hey, Philippe. Hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bobamet. There you go. Guess there was a lot of evidence against it. The weirdest thing is that all the weird characters it used was what really made it, like, stand out, right? It might have looked fine, like, still, like, that's sus if it just said it normally, but it used so many special characters to avoid detection, I guess. It made it look more like a bot. Hey, Zaf and Raiders, hope you're doing well. No worries, Ardell. It wasn't like something you had to hurry with. We don't have to deal with this very often, so I assume that it wasn't something that was super clear. I had trouble clicking it because whenever I moused over the mod sword, it like put like a click to reply pop-up thing over it instead. So like I can't do this while also playing Monk. Uh-oh. Evacuate! I think it's like 28 here. What were you up to, Zaf? Nay, Frosty Trout. Hope you're doing well. Frosty says, why do my queues for Bahamut Coil show over 30 minutes, but others are less than 7? I want to try out those for the first time, but the queue wait is still debilitating. Let's just say, Frosty Trout, despite Coils of Bahamut being in the same menu as other normal raids, it is not a normal raid. It is harder than Extreme Trials. And it is not in any roulette. That's the reason why it is so long. You're not supposed to queue for it. You can queue for it. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying you're like the game is not like it's saying don't. Like compared to Extreme Trials, where at least mentors are roped in to help, Coils of Bahamut gives you no gives you no savior. It's just you and anyone else who's queuing for it. It is a little silly, but the reason is that Coils of Bahamut is from a time where they hadn't quite figured out where they wanted the difficulty of things to be. But they've kept it as is. That doesn't mean you can't try it, but I will say that you will probably have to like find people for it yourself to get anywhere with it. I don't think it was discussed actually last stream, Frosty Trout, but like that's not your fault. I think it was actually Rob Garrow that brought it up as well in a recent stream. But as I said last stream, that's not like your fault. Same to Rob Garrow. Like just like if I've answered something a million times but you weren't there, then you weren't there, right? Like what can you do? You weren't there. How are you supposed to know? Like I mean, what you can do is you could Google it. Right, and you would probably find, if you looked up Coils of Bahamut, there's like on the console games wiki, any content like Extreme Trials and Binding Coils of Bahamut tends to have like a big, fat, red label at the top telling you to not queue for it because of these weird things. Again, you can, it's just gonna take a long time. Oops. Wait, what? How did that count? That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I expected to happen. Very confusing. Mayhem. Specifically for Coils of Bahamut, it's very unlikely the queue will ever pop. But for Extreme Trials, it might pop eventually. Anemia Crow. I would say, Frosty Trout, if you're doing it for the mounts, try and see if you can't find someone to help you do it unsynced. Because it might take you a lot of runs, and if you get someone that is high level to help you, it might take you 30 minutes instead of several hours. I can probably show you what I mean after this duty. It might not be super clear what I mean by that as a new player. Yeah, this Polgasel is the one that caused a lot of strife for a lot of players. Because they didn't like the Diviners. Why did we stop here? Hello? There's more packs. Go, Tongue, go! Why did you stop? Hello? What are you doing? There's a door. There you go. They gave you the offer of a Mount Gold-sized pull and you stop halfway. Eat it. I'm sure that has happened a couple times. Eater it. Okay, you do know what the unsynced is. In that case, Frosty Trout, if you want to just get the coil scene, like for the for story reasons, you could probably also get your brother to help you with that. Not everyone wants to do Mount Gold size pulls. I know not everyone wants to do that. But our healer is Zip-Zap and our tank is Tongue. And our DPS is me and Gassel. Why wouldn't you want to do that? And tell them good luck. And also good luck to Zaf if I miss when you go in for Uwu later. I had a feeling that you had to go soon, Taldemar. You usually do on these Thursdays. Boys, you really move around a lot. You just have to pick one. Move around a lot and then don't pick one. Wow. Depth grip. Not to be confused with death grip. Ow. Not to be confused with depth grip. when the depth grips you too hard. I think some of you are memeing it up too hard. To be fair, Mistel, the mechanic is completely different in Sastasha. The way that the mechanic works, for whoever two that didn't get it, is that when the boss casts this thing, jumps to the center and casts the thing while the the grates splash, you have to stand on one. And the second time it comes, there are hands over half of them, which kills the ad coming out of the grate. So you only have to stand on the ones that don't have a hand over them. But there is one in each quadrant. So the way you do it when you're like slightly structured is just stand, like you lean towards a specific quadrant, and then each person takes their quadrant, and then you're good. It's a lot of mounts. In Sastasha, you would use the bobbling grates and then stand on them. Correct, exactly. Also, in Sastasha, the next wave of grates being queued up overrides the previous one, which means that it's not a problem at all. Like, it'll just not stop, and it'll just not stop, and it'll just not stop. See, Frosty Trout says he was pretty hell-bent on me trying them synced for the first attempt. It was an experience. Yeah, I could imagine that. I will say it's probably a lot more manageable if you can, like, rope in a full party for it. Anyway, I'll be right back, and then we keep going. In the meantime, sanity restored. I think it's the wrong zip you're thinking of, Fila. Zip Zap is not Zip. He's Zip Zap. Anyway, sorry for assuming that you might know the mechanics of an amnesis. I sort of assumed in the party we had at least 2 Savage Raiders and one with an encyclopedic knowledge, just like me, of the dungeons. So I assumed everyone knew. Or could pick apart from context clues. My bad. Yeah, zipping is still a halala. 4 Savage Raiders. I don't think Gazel Savage Raids. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What a fun dungeons I can start to do. I'm looking for a little more challenge to get better. There aren't really dungeons to do to get like a real challenge like that. What you could do is try and do some extreme trials, or... I mean, if you haven't done normal raids, that's a little step up, but... I would say just focus on the MSQ and then, like, see what you can find, also. There's plenty of content. Like, some dungeons, like some level 50 or 60 dungeons are randomly really hard, but most of them, not really the place you go to, like, become a master. Also, thank you for the three gifted subs, Anonymous. Hope you enjoy your mount. I assume that works still. I have heard that it does work that way. Trials you can start doing. Well, yeah, extreme trials. There's the A Realm Reborn ones and the Heavensward ones. I do recommend trying to find people to do them with through Party Finder or Discord communities and such, rather than queuing for them. That is going to lead to a better experience for you. And thank you so much. Right. Isn't that the platform the guy from the Sandoria stands on? Right. If you'd like to join me for leveling roulette, come on over to me. Picking out names here. Did we get a train? Oh, we just got a train as I looked away. Thanks so much for the cheer, Lana. Nam says, did I just miss a call from jumping to live? You may have, but I will note that. It is funny. I basically start the stream and then I work through an increasing queue for the rest of it. But I still write down everyone. I'm trying my best. Unfortunately, I can only be in one party at a time. Deadman says, is it bad I'm starting to dream of Kefka? Maybe. I didn't even notice that we had a level 60 or so. But I guess you could have seen that coming when you saw what level people were. I just wasn't looking close enough. Level 60 is pretty funny for Black Mage, but it is a little lame for AoE compared to what you can at higher level. You don't have to apologize for that, Jamal. You wanted to play Samurai. No one was saying you couldn't. What? You want to level something in the leveling roulette? could you? You monster! Outrageous! Like gems. Jam it is. Jamalicious, I guess. Inconceivable! A free main. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that is a good question, Zaf. I do wonder as well. The other teams that I'm guessing did not use limited leveling got Kata's Cry and Halatali. And Don Meg, did we have 3 other groups? Wow. By the way, guys, if you don't know about Zaf, who raided us a little bit ago, he does a lot of random things, including speedruns of 14, blind prog, and things like that. He was doing some Satisfactory earlier. So if you like any of that, go for it. Ah, you too, Lana. Ow. The box of success. Ah, you already have everything. At least it's not a mimic. Oh, it comes out and does something bad. Just get jump scared if you already have everything. Casting Fire 2 optimal here? No, I was using Fire 2 because I didn't think all of the enemies would get hit by Flare. So I used Fire 2 to be an Asphalt Fire 3 for the first Flare. Basically, Gazel, I was doing minute optimization in the moment because I like to play Black Mage a lot. I don't know if it helped, and I don't know if it was actually going to work out like that, but that was the reason. I wasn't using Fire 2 because it was optimal. But at level 60, you're more likely to not have a blank, and if you don't have a blank, Freeze Fire 2 is often better. It's over! Hope you're doing well. Boink. Boink. What exactly does blank mean in Black Mage rotation? I explain it in detail in my Black Mage guides and such. Basically, Transpose has a cooldown of 5 seconds. And in ice mode, like Umbral Ice, pretty much all of the options you have are bad. Like, freeze is really, really mid. You'd rather not use it if you can help it. But you want to use it once so the Umbral Hearts. Everything else you have is like, you don't want to use Blizzard. So the things that remain are things that are unrelated to Ice and may or may not be available. For instance, it might be time to refresh Thunder. Or you have a Polyglot, so you can use Foul or Xenoglossy or something. Or, if there's not that many targets, you could use Paradox if you're high enough level. Things like that. But because Transpose has a 5-second cooldown, you have to spend at least 2 GCDs in Ice before you can transpose back to Fire and cast Flare. And one of the GCDs is gonna be Freeze. You just have to figure out what the other one is. And that's the Blank. Yeah, it's basically a filler skill, but the filler can be so many different things that we just call it a Blank. There's also a Blank slot in the Astral Fire side of things, but that one is actually more optional because you will typically spend more, easily spend more than 5 seconds in Astral Fire. Willingly, even. Because you would cast Flare twice at like level 58 or above. But you would like if you have it an extra Blank, you would like to use it so that you're not transposing in the half second after the Flare, which will clip your GCD. It is more optimal to do something that you wanted to do, which is what the Blanks are things you would want to do, but you can't do all the time, typically. But if you have them to spare, you would like to also put a Blank at the end of Astral Fire. It's just less likely that you do, especially at lower level. At level 60, like right now, because things need Thunder, I can use that. But if I didn't find any targets that needed a reapplication or application of Thunder, I would have just cast Fire 2. Because nothing else beats it. And the reason why, like, just to be clear, Fire 2 sucks. Like, really bad. Like, Fire 2 is so bad that Freeze is better. But Fire 2 makes Flare better, which makes Fire 2 okay. It is better to cast one Fire 2 to enter Astral Fire than cast Freeze twice and then Transpose, is basically what it comes down to. The difference is small, but it is there. You have to wonder, why do they hate Fire 2? You know, the weirdest part is that in Endwalker, Fire 2 made Flare better. Like, there was this enhanced Flare mechanic. They just... Dawntrail came, they took that mechanic away, and then nerfed Fire 2 and High Fire 2 by 40 potency each, for no reason. Because they can. It's just, my best guess is that they really, really wanted to be sure that Flare, Flare, Flare style was good. Which they did by making Fire 2 so bad that people would rather not use it ever. Like, they overshot the mark. Hey, Shaq. Hey, Daniel. Hope you're doing well. If you have any thoughts on jobs that can work decently well even on high ping? No, funny you should ask that. Well, some of the weirdest dank memes that Black Mage can get up to is really hard on a high ping. Just good old above board, no shenanigans. Black Mage is actually really resistant to latency. It's actually pretty okay. Other jobs that work pretty well on a higher latency, I would say between the tanks, Warrior probably takes it the best. Between healers, I think that it might be between white mage, it's probably white mage, honestly. For ranged physicals, you're like SOL, that all of them have really high like button mashing. You probably don't want to play that with a high ping. Between melees, I think the best you can do is probably Samurai, and even that is not like perfect. But I think Samurai is the best you can do. And this is probably the best. Tongue, if you have a really high ping, then each dance step might take way longer. It might. But I think you're right. If you really want to play a ranged physical, it's probably Dancer. It's probably Dancer, but I don't recommend any of them. But that's also the reason why I was like, probably none of the ranged physicals. But yeah, between the mages, black mage, between the tanks, warrior, between the healers, white mage, between the ranged physicals, probably Dancer, but I recommend don't. Just don't pick a ranged physical if you have problems with ping. And between melees, I would say Samurai. Desanya says, what would you consider high ping? Good question. I'm envisioning like 300 MS. $200 ping, says Daniel. I would say Dragoon is probably one of the ones that are hurt more by high ping, so if you have had no trouble with that, then you'll probably be fine with a lot of the jobs. Did everyone return? Do we have anyone who's still in? Don Meg is still going? I don't recommend Summoner on a high ping. What happens with Summoner when you have a high ping is that suddenly you need your GCD to be like 2.4 flat to be able to fit all of your GCDs in Bahamut, instead of being able to do what you want to do. And if you have a high ping, it's also likely that it's unstable. So sometimes you might not be able to actually weave when you normally can. And then your GCD clips, and then you lose a GCD in Bahamut. The reason why I suggest Black Mage is because, let's say you have a lag spike. I have all the time in the world to return to my rotation whenever I please. The only thing that could happen is that my thunder runs out, or I have more polyglots than I planned for. So Black Mage is really lenient. It might not be the best in high ping, but it's not really affected by high ping. Not that much. The problem is that Black Mage is really complicated. It says we just got back, but were you in the team that went to Don Meg? You're still in. Okay, we wait. Em says, when are you supposed to use Sunrise Meditate level 60? Was very weirded out by it being a GCD. The time you're supposed to use Meditate is a boss. You're in a boss fight. The boss becomes untargetable, so you have no attackable target. To determine where you can stand still the longest, you go over there and you click Meditate. You use it while you're waiting for an attack target. It's the same as you see a Black Mage and you're just blasting away, the boss disappears, transpose, and you see them do this. It's like the reload button. Zav says being affected by ping is also a mindset. Most things you can do regardless if you don't care about clipping a little bit. Some things like wildfire and demi-summons are a different matter. Yeah, exactly. That's also the reason why, like, I suggest the ones that I think are best. Because I could go down a list and tell Daniel here that, like, 70% of the jobs are technically playable on a high ping. Or I could give suggestions that might be, like, you know, less is more. You know what I mean? Let's say the one that I think is best. I see the last team has returned. We have ran out of 4-man roulettes that we want to do. So, if you would like to join me for trials and normal raids, to be clear, come on over to me. Whoa. Let's see here. Here's a bit of insight into how my queuing system works. I'm standing here looking at this going, okay, next on my list is Agent Monica. Where's Agent Monica? Why are you over there? Do you not want to join Agent Monica? Should we get in line? No. I have a list. Once I've gone down the list, I look at other things in the list. I'll be battling my... Oh, no. Agent Monica has been hit with the stick drift. Also, thank you for the sub, Daniel. Daniel. Thank you so much. Back to my notes. Agent Monica's just here vibing. Fair enough. The best I can do. Unfortunately, I can't bring everyone. But the thing is, what we're going to do is going to do the trials and the normal raids, and then we will wait in case Team 2 is still in. And then we will try and coordinate Alliance Raid Roulette, everyone together. Naila Beta, hope you're doing well. Is region-wide already implemented as that with Evercold? They're doing some testing. I can't remember if it was October or September. But they're doing some testing in JP. And once they've gotten that going smooth, they will expand it to, like, each region will have region-wide data center travel. Or sorry, not data center travel, region-wide party finder. Ooh. Who's the main tank? Leyline number 2! Oh, dang it.
Good and evil, the war eternal.
Funny detail, he does a full debuff white when he switches phase here.
My doubt.
Heidi 2 got Byako. Ooh. My doubt is fled. Ow. That's what Mana Horde is for. Look, my ley lines were there. If he had just been slightly considerate and like put it like half C's on my ley lines, I would have dodged, but I mean I had the choice between ley lines or not. What can you do? Ooh, same spot. Hey Nox. Splat. Ice.
I shall rise above all.
Oh yeah?
Bear witness to my will.
Bear witness! Bear witness. You do need bear witnesses for bear trial. Good point. Yes. In a bear court of law. Bow before mine infallible judgment.
Bow to mine infallible judgment.
Okay, I almost had the quote right. Shwing. He slashed my monitor. Oh, we don't get hit. Dang it.
Suffer in endless torment.
Infinite ice. Ugh. Do believe that it is match the color. Huh? Hmm. You can also just go with the classic. Everyone can take one.
Such is my fate.
Too few people on the fire ones. Now, I think you need one person of the correct color on each, and I think Cat was standing there with the wrong color, and no one else went. Game? Oh. Ilana crashed. That's probably the reason. Maybe? Party makeup has changed! From being a full party to being not a full party. Hey, Nazonator! Hope you're doing well. I've been practicing my Astro Burst phase and it's been helping me out a ton. That's awesome! Fantastic. Ilana has been catnapped. Ilana was summoned to Ramu Extreme. Oh no. Oh no. What do you think we're getting? Naming issues. Team 2 got 05N. Ooh. We get... Dun 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 dun. I mean... I mean... How many off GCDs can I fit between a Malefic? Malefic casts are 1.5 seconds. You need about 0.7 seconds to weave something. So one thing. Jose Ravenous, hope you're doing well. If you use light speed, then you can fit two things. But under normal circumstances, only one between two Malefics. Or after a Malefic, I guess. Hey, Moist Potato! Hope you're doing well. Well, sometimes you need to weave multiple things just because you need to, like, do a defensive thing, Nazonator. So, like, that can happen. But now you know. Hey, Floral Buns! Hope you're doing well. Nate Crab Galaxy, hope you're doing well as well. Nice 5 streak. It's a lot of orbs over here. There's the perfect cube of orbs, everybody. Thunderstorm! Uh-oh. Uh-oh! I finally ran out of swift casts and triple casts to cook with, guys. Oh, look, a triple cast. Time to cook. That's unfortunate, Zoma. Hope it goes over soon. Oh. Oh, bye. Nazonator says, what about tank busters? What kind of help do you give the tanks for that? What level are you again, Nazonator? Sometimes there's 100. Sometimes there's nothing you have to do for tank busters. Like a lot of the time, especially in more casual content, you don't have to give the tanks anything. But in general, a pretty solid rule of thumb, and I think I mentioned that last time you came in as well, is celestial intersection. Like, if you have a charge and your tank doesn't have the shield already, just send it. Just hand them a shield. If you know that the tank is going to take a really big tank buster, you could hold one to help a little bit. It's not going to be huge, but, I mean, a little extra barrier helps. Another thing you have is Exaltation, which straight up reduces damage taken. You can also use Collective Unconscious, which also reduces damage taken for 10 seconds. Just briefly. I think that's also an option. And if you use your neutral sect, then Sun Sign also helps. But both Collective Unconscious and Sun Sign are like, they're intended to be party mitigation, so it has to be pretty big, or you will have to be not needing them for something for a while to justify using them for just a tank, right? But in like a dungeon context or something, it might be just fine. And I don't know, like, if you're doing mostly casual content, then what you're doing is probably fine. And also, as Kat says, because of the cooldown of a Celestial Intersection, you can just use it when you apply your dot anyway. There's also the part that the Celestial Intersection's duration is also 30 seconds. So using it on someone is basically always value. Either the shield is consumed by damage, or you have a new charge already. So you can just use another one. Anyway, is Team 2 back? I guess they are. They had a shorter one than us, I believe, and they started sooner, so that makes sense. Okay, if you'd like to join for Alliance Raid Roulettes, come on down, so that we can see how many we are. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm counting 15. So we need a 7 and an 8. So easiest way is if everyone that is not in the party just groups together. Then we have an 8. And then we are 7 here. Does that work? I saw that extra person coming in. I think Team 2 needs Gassel. Navigator says, so just one of those options is fine. You don't need to stack the individual mitigation and the little shield. That depends. Like, that depends. The simple problem is, Navigator, that you're a healer. It's not as simple as just always do thing. That's actually also the reason why my healer guides tend to finish with like an example of what you can do in a dungeon or like in a for mitigation and things like that, because unlike a DPS or tank rotation or even a healer attack rotation, healing sometimes calls for something specific. And if you need a lot of mitigation, then yes, then you do in fact, like if the tank needs it, then in fact you should go Celestial Intersection, Neutral Sect, give them a big aspected Benefic shield, Exaltation, Collective Unconscious, and Sun Sign, and also make sure you have the bowl and the spire, and the arrow. Just give them everything if they need it. They probably don't, but hypothetically they might. So, you know, take the situation as it comes. Am I correct that Team 2 is 8 and they got everyone on the platform? You're 8? Okay. Ready checks for both teams. But yeah, essentially, Navigator, you should be using, like, if you go through a dungeon, hypothetically, if you go through a dungeon, or, a boss encounter of any kind, and a cooldown was never used, then either it was very easy and you didn't need it at all, or you could have made it easier for yourself. I also go through some dungeons and go like, I didn't actually remember to use this cooldown at all. There's also, like, for instance, examples with Astrologian where it's like, if you didn't use Sinistry in a whole dungeon, it's like, yeah, but maybe you didn't use, you know, Benefic 2 in the entire dungeon, so the one thing that has good synergy with Sinistry wasn't used, and you don't want to use Benefic 2 just for the sake of using Benefic 2, so, you know, it's a little more complicated than you should have made sure to use everything. Weeping City of Ma. And Team 2 is here as well. Fantastic. We did it, everybody. Aradel says every team needs a Gazelle. Also true. Is this the Megadeth one? I don't remember. Osmus Funhouse. Nego Dance. Hope you're doing well. You can see Osma from here. Wait, what? Where? Wait, where is he? Ilana crashed again? No! Ramu really wants to talk. And the Ilana enters into a duty and Ramu immediately appears like, I think you need to talk about your car's warranty. I thought you were a Thunder God. Yes, but... I have like a side hustle, you know? I'm saving up. You're bringing Ramu with you? Oh no! Thunder god of these car deals, hey! Can't the thunder deity have side gigs? Blech. Blech. Oh, not that one. Is that why you get horse Ramu as a mount? Because that's one of his side gigs? Yeah. I'm saving up. I thought, you know what? I could have a side gig as your mount. Sure, why not? Why not? If it pays well. That's really funny. Ramu with a side hustle. It's a fantastic meme. What do you mean, paid in exposure? Let Ramu retire already. Kind of sad when Thunder Guarding doesn't pay enough to cover the bills. Yeah, in this economy. Would Thunder Guarding be like paid like an artist or something? How does that work? Is your sugar? Hope you're doing well. You've just smashed straight into the one of the weirdest memes we have invented, which is side hustle Ramu. Being the extreme trial in mental roulette doesn't pay enough. Wait, why do I have cover? What did I do? Zip Zap has no trust in me. Eliminator says sometimes I don't use horoscope. That might be a mistake. I mean, if you needed the healing, then yeah. It is like nice to have. Like the extra healing, you should try and weave it before you use something like Aspect at Helios. But if you're not using it anyway, then again, a little bit similar to Sinistry, it might not be that useful. You know, use your cooldowns. If you want to really focus on optimizing Resonator, after a duty, take like a look at the actions you have. Even better, you could record what you did, right? And review. If there was a cooldown you didn't use at all, ask yourself, why did I not use this cooldown? If the reason is I didn't need it, fair enough. If the reason is, oh yeah, I guess I should have used that. There you go. And remember for next time. I'll see you later. Hope you're doing well. Ramu VTuber's like, what do you mean VTuber? This is just what I look like. It's not that scary, Sheer Sugar. Side hustle Ramu is simply just a joke that he needs to make a little bit on the side. He's saving up for something. Now, is he saving up for his retirement or is it something else? Who knows? Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah. Difference is that horoscope has some use on its own. That's true. Can you cover Megadeth? Oh, I do not know about that. Saving up for his gacha addiction. What gacha game is Ramu addicted to, everybody? Thoughts? Which one is it he's playing? Is he playing that one with, like, historic characters? Grand Blue Fantasy? My Young Soul? Honkai? Erdal says, I don't know, but he keeps pulling Kai. Ham says he's half horse, so Uma Musume. Miss Metricon says the same. Huh? Okay. Now, antivirus, you better not do that, like popping up on my screen and take mouse controls or something like that. I'm gonna be real cross if you do that. We've entered the Ramu lore rabbit hole. Well, good thing this transition is pretty long. Why do we assume he only plays one gacha? Yeah, that's a good point. He could play multiple. I was just thinking, let's start with guessing which one he probably mains. He's too old for more than one. There's too many of these newfangled games. I'm only playing it to play with my grandson. Wait, what? I don't know why he would have a grandson specifically. Actually insane how few actually die from that right now. It's insane power level of this entire alliance raid. It's got to be a part of all these trials every day. I don't know if he has time for multiple gachas. Oh, that is a good point. It's busy. He's already busy enough with both the trials and the side hustle. At least he says nay to game addiction. Oh boy, I'm the B team. That means I just get to smack this guy, right? As it says, I did not know he's half horse. What's the deal with that? Did you not see us do Eden Ramu a little bit ago? Were you not there for that, Nazinator? Ramu from Eden is half horse. We just got... I mean, it was the duty we did just before this one. Centaur. I mean, a centaur is half horse, isn't it? Exactly, because Ixion. Are they technically different Ramus, so would they have different gacha mains? I mean, technically, the Ramu from Eden is a memory of the Ramu we know. So, in a way, they would only have different gacha mains if we think that they would. No worries, Nazinator. I mean, it is the big beard guy. It's just that the Eden version has, like, invested 50% of his beard into horse. Was it Reen that turned Ramu into a horseman? No, that was us. She just asked us for our memory, and we went... I can't remember if it was Ramu or Ixion, and then we just went... Like, let's just say that she asked the same person that went, Leviathan? He has 2 heads, right? And didn't even question it. Just like, sure, why not? We're like, Titan? That's the guy with the go-kart, right? Black hole. Ah! No, my ley lines! Not my ley lines! Can you pack them for me? Oh. Man. What is a lizard to do? Just yoink me from my ley lines. You're supposed to take the ley lines with you. I don't have that ability yet. I'm trying my best. I'm just a small lizard in a big hat. Lizard should invent portable ley lines. I'm firing my laser! Blah! Good luck, Zaf! Get him! Evasion increased? You what? Huh? Uh-oh. did any of the balls in the Forktown Magic have unique model skeletons? I don't know. I haven't been there yet. Ariel says, I don't think so. Donut! Meow. And Orbeez! Yeah. And death. A ley line floater. I am impressed that they have not added something like a ballerina skirt with like the image of ley lines on them in all these years. It's got it. Hope you're doing well. The animation skeleton reuse is funny in some cases. My favorite being, yeah, Sid can use the Paladin Gladiator animations. Why not? Actually, Mistel, on that one, that's not Sid. The Paladin Gladiator animations is the standard, but you have a weapon, right? Animation. That's why all the crafters and gatherers use it as well. It's just a generic attack animation. I mean, why would you unsheath your quote-unquote weapon as a gatherer, crafter, right? Oh, I have cover again. Thanks. For the swag? Oh, yeah, probably. Also, unfortunately, the rainbow knife from the new Dawntrail relics, I believe is an offhand or like a secondary, so you can never wield it as a weapon. But imagine if you could. Imagine the memes with the rainbow knife. Right, there was that again. Oh, right, penetration. I think I'm dead. I really got very confused there. I should have looked away. But I forgot to. In the chaos of it all. Hey, Sully! No, be doing well. That's scary. Mission Protect the Lizard was a success. Aw. Sonic Phantom! Hope you're doing well. Is the mount drop active here? It should be, yes. Most definitely. What did I just come out to? Land back in my garden, like, with tongue saying, we can't pass Kai around like a toy. What? Very strange. Anyway, I'll be right back, and then I think we will go into Windurst. We'll regroup to see who we can bring. But yeah, in the meantime, Manatee restored. Alright, I'm back. Thank you for the gifted sub, Sonic Phantom. Yeah, it should be enabled. I just don't, like, advertise because I'm like, I mean, it's an event. Final Fantasy XIV. I would basically have to actively opt out of it rather than opt in, if I recall correctly. So I don't think there's any reason for me to, like, go crazy with, hey, you can get that thing, guys. I just don't. By the way, if you are enjoying the stream, everyone, it does help a lot with a like over on the YouTube side of things if you're watching there. Thanks so much in advance. Right. Teenley with a 140 streak. Crazy stuff. Absolutely wild. Right. I believe someone went and tested when we originally talked about it, Ilana. That indeed, it's just a gaze. It's just a normal gaze mechanic. I have seen that, Moist Potato, and I have also gone in and turned off those things. I did it right after the stream yesterday. I got a poke from Shaq about it almost immediately after the stream. Or actually, I think it was during the stream, but it was like I saw it right after. Anyway, if we would like to join for Windurst, come on over to me and I'll see how many we are. Let's see. Oh, it's a little bit big. I'm counting 10. 11 if Agent Monica wants to join too. So we would need 2 5-man groups. At the very least. Well, then we still need a 5 and a 4-man group then. I mean, okay, fair enough. That I guess. No, wait a minute. No, wait. I think I'm misunderstanding. I think naming issues went over to the other platform to do that. Let me see here. I will leave party and grab who remains. There we go. A 5 and a 5. Is Team 1 ready? I don't know, Walter. I can't really... I don't see any issues on my side. But YouTube be weird sometimes. Enjoy dinner, Tongue? Oh boy. Thank you for the 2 additional gifted subs, Sonic Phantom. I hope you enjoy your mount. Hopefully this will Izu says, I assume we were not put into the same group. I mean, if yours popped, then there you go. If yours didn't pop, then give it a sec and it might, like, update to show that, that we have you guys as well. I have no idea how Twitch works, but I want a gay unicorn. The way that it works, I believe, is that once you've gotten it, you should have a, you should be able to go to your account. Somewhere in there, you should have, like, your drops. You go there, you find the unicorn. It will show, you can reveal an item code. You log into your Mog Store account. You know, where you would go in to like pay for your subscription and stuff like that. And then you can redeem it as a gift. And then you have to choose which character it goes to, because for some reason I believe you have to choose which character it goes to, because I believe it's only one. But yeah, I don't make the rules. Yeah, make sure you put it on the correct character. I'll say Pagan Nova and Crimson Spike. Hope you're doing well. I don't know what is what. No worries. I do believe you did it correctly. And yeah, I am indeed EU. I'm Danish. Thank you, Sonic Phantom. Yeah, that's why are people calling that unicorn gay, by the way? Just because it's rainbow. And you know, there's something with the rainbow and that. It's not meant as a bad thing. Rainbows. I mean, it's just commonly used that people use like a rainbow flag to indicate pride and things like that, which is like associated with being gay. Which is not a bad thing. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's not meant as a negative, Gazzle. It's just that's like just correlation. There's also the part that I might add that the recent fan fest like overlapped with a pride event in Germany, like in Berlin. And right after FanFest, this unicorn comes up. It's like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that if there's no relation, that's a little bit of a surprise. But it is just a case of internet funnies. That's all there is to it. Sonic Phantom says, were you at FanFest? Yes, I was. I actually have a video on my channel about it. It didn't get a lot of views, so you may not have been recommended it, but if you go to the channel, it's right there. I know, guys, I'm just clarifying just in case. Yeah, I have a video about it. I actually, Sonic Phantom, I was invited. May make some time. Hope you're doing well. Aerodol posted a link to it over on the YouTube side of things. Thank you so much. They know your name now. Milena, I'm pretty sure if they didn't know it already, they would have known it from the time where I made a video about the bug with pet potencies at the start of Dawntrail. Because the day after I posted a video basically exposing the problem, there was, like, within hours, there was, like, a Japanese article about it where my video featured. And the day after, there was an official statement for like, an update that we know that it is bugged. So I'm pretty sure they knew, but, or rather that they know about my channel existing. So that's nice. There's also been a joke on the channel that Yoshi P watches the channel and changes things specifically to mess with me, which it dates back to when I made my Endwalker Samurai guide, which originally was before the chitin removal, and then like within a month they removed chitin, and now my Samurai guide was outdated. A Deadman says, wait, that was a bug? No, I think you're misunderstanding. To be clear, Deadman, the bug was that this trait, you see the part where it says that Embrace and Seraphic Veils potencies were increased? That stopped working with the launch of Dawntrail. And this trait, the part where it says that the potencies of Inferno, Earth and Fury and Aerial Blast has been increased, yeah, that didn't work at Dawntrail launch. Like, it straight up just didn't work. So I had a video just demonstrating how, like, pet potencies work and such, and how they relate, and could point out that indeed they were doing, you know, about an 1/8 less damage than they were supposed to, or something like that. I can't remember the details, but I made that in like an afternoon and just threw it out there, And yeah. Oh, did team what? Did you guys already pop? Dang it, we're getting separated. How does that work? Man. Red says, that's why they didn't change the perfect balance. It was not found before the guide release, so they could mess with you by keeping it the same. Ha! Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was very surprised to be invited. Sonic Phantom says, I've been doing this game a long time. Should I start streaming? Will RGP take pity on me and invite me? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it takes. And I have a feeling that if that's the only reason why you want to start streaming, it might be better time spent to just pay for the ticket. A friend of mine used to write for a game website and was invited to the media tours. Oh, that's nice. Good for them. Oh yeah, that's true. Crusher was at FanFest as well. We had a picture. Or Crusher got a picture. Occasionally, we can never commit to an actual sketch. I'm pretty sure, Sonic Phantom, that I was invited, like, more likely based on my video content rather than my streaming. But who knows? Elena says, I do have to say the mathematical breakdowns of your videos felt very approachable and digestible to understand. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, I am also a person with a master's degree in math. I am, in fact, a nerd. Glad to hear your degree took you where you wanted to go, right? I'm glad to hear that, Crimson Spike. That's awesome. That is awesome. Sonic Phantom says, my master's is in conservation biology, but I work in insurance. Oh, great. I worked as I guess, website developer. Maltria says, going into Savage for the first time soon, M4S, and I'll be on Black Mage. Any advice? I mean, make sure you know your rotation and your and how to play around it. Make sure you look into the guide for this particular strategy that your team is going to be using if you know. But other than that, you can't do that much. Presumably, you already know how to do your rotation and everything. I would also say if it is M4S and everyone already has, current content gear, you may not need to put too much energy into all of the second phase. But hey, maybe you might. Unless you do, minimum items or something like that. Norma says M4S second phase is fully skippable now. That's not entirely true. A really strong pumper group can kill Wicked Thunder before she starts on any mechanics proper in phase 2. That doesn't mean anyone can do it, Zorma. Like, let's not forget that when Wicked Thunder was current, it was possible to skip Sunrise Sabbath, but your average party had to do it anyway. That's why I'm saying you'll probably not see most of it, but you'll probably, like, you might not have to prepare Sunrise Sabbath. Milena says, are we talking light heavyweight M4S? I mean, Milena, M4S refers to M4S, which is Wicked Thunder. We don't say M4S and mean Lindworm, do we? But yes. Some people will mean heavyweight, but I mean, some will also call it R4S. Because they refuse to call it M4S, and I mean, they will just be wrong. Because that's what we all agree that it's M. They divided them into weight tiers, and we're saying like light heavyweight M4S or cruiserweight M4S. People don't really do that. People will refer to the entire tier as a light heavyweight or cruiserweight or heavyweight. But they don't really go, oh, well, I'm talking about cruiserweight M4S. At least we don't do in the West. And also, if we're gonna go down that rabbit hole, I mean, this is Asphodelos, this is Abyssos, this is Anabasias. When you refer to the whole tier, we call it Anabasias. When we call a specific fight, we say P12. Because there's 12 there. We say P for Pandemonium. Even though it doesn't say that anywhere there. Here we call them E for Eden. But they're also Gate, Verse, and Promise. And over here, we have Delta, Sigma, and Alpha Scape. We call them Omega. I've been told that originally they were actually called D 1 to 4. Or V. I think it actually was V 1 to 4. Was the story goes that it was V 1 to 4 because they saw this, and then they realized early on that it's probably gonna go 1 to 4 again, boys. Maybe we should name it something else. And somehow people managed to change course and say, how about Omega? But that didn't happen with Dawntrail. People said it would make more sense to call it R for round, so that we don't say M because of this problem. M for Marcadion, yeah. But I do agree that it's a little bit confusing. But yes, Imaldria, you should probably expect Witch Hunt to take a while. Speaking of taking a while, I don't know if this is popping. Ham says the whole point of the M4S is to be an easy-to-understand shorthand. An easy-to-understand shorthand that is also impossible to glean if you don't know. Saying light-heavy M4S is stupid? Yeah, that's kind of like missing the point. We will probably, like... That's the same reason why we just call them EX1 to 7, is that it completely smokescreens what the name of the thing is. Could you imagine if people just straight up blurted out the name of the boss? Would have been a problem for spoilers in certain tiers. There it is. You're right, Philippe. In Monica says, do you think we'll be using L for the Evercold raids? L for livestream? I think that depends on what it ends up being called in-game. Like, they can call the whole thing beyond the live stream and then find that, I mean, turns out that the first tier is called Sephiroth's Shoe, and then we call it S for some reason instead. Is this not popping? Shoe 1S. What are we gonna call the new difficulty? Players have called it advanced. The devs have called it new. Do you have any specific hopes for the raid? I hope the fights are cool. I hope that the references they make are cool, and I hope that the basically expected Final Fantasy VII music we get is awesome. And I do hope that those who fight further will be in it. Also known as Airbuster's theme in 7R. So I guess I hope we see Airbuster, question mark.
What echoes the Serolgic conjured this time, I wonder?
Also Insano, hope you're doing
Great
well.
Star Tree. This must be Windust Walls.
7, 1 to 12S. 7. You know, that's... I like it. That's really funny. You should do that. Labeta says I still need to play the remakes. I haven't gotten that far in the remakes, but I mean, I played actual 7 when I was like actually 7. We got Sephiroth's theme in the fan fest. So yeah, that's true. We will probably see one winged angel at some point.
You've no recourse but to cower before my true power.
My true power.
Refuse to obey, and I'll make you pay.
No joke. The Final Fantasy games I've played the most is 7 and Tactics Advanced specifically. I don't like have a lot of other Final Fantasy games where I'm like, oh man, that was so awesome. Like I just didn't play.
You'll learn there's nothing I can't do.
That's why I'm so attached to like some of the basic, quote-unquote, basic jobs that were in Tactics Advance, and the music from 7, because those were the games I played. I also played 1, but I mean, I didn't get that far in that one.
Fear will not survive this without powerful healing magics.
Do you have plans to play the others? I don't know. Technically, I've played Stranger of Paradise, but don't know if that counts for much. Maybe one day.
For my next feat, let's turn up the heat.
Plotting witch.
And also the Crystal Project mod. I don't know if that counts, but that's a game that is trying to emulate old school Final Fantasy games, and then there's a Final Fantasy mod for it. But that's true.
My patience is
I've also
through.
played a Felseal Arbiter's Mark, which is a like one of those like indie spiritual successors to Tactics. I've played a lot of games similar to. But maybe one day I'll play the various Final Fantasy games.
Is everyone all right?
It's just that there are so many other games I also
Don't
want to
worry,
play.
Ron, I'll still have my
It
fun.
makes it difficult to get to everything. Uh-oh, we lost our tank.
Surrender, I'll allow, if you but give up now.
The comrade is down. We mustn't give up. Quickly, someone revive them.
You could try the original tactics. That I could also try. I could also, play like 1. Real, I could play 2. Technically, in a weird kind of sense, because Stranger of Paradise is supposed to be 0,
Demand
right?
consequences.
The next one would be 1, right? Skip 2. Retro Gaming says, is there a reason why it goes Windows? Windows has a weekly lockout, Retro Gaming. You can only do it once per week. And on these daily roulette hangouts, I commonly do whatever is currently the weekly lockout thing. If we have time.
Too slow, I fear. You never stood a chance, my dear.
Why do you think I would like 12 specifically, Philippe?
She was a doll.
You've proven a match for my magic doll. Perhaps you have merit after all.
Hey, Yami! Hope you're doing well.
Bieltana. This looks like Artogan.
We basically, by random chance, have a fitting emote for Lizard Kai.
The enemy has breached the Baron defense line. They march on the Imperial capital.
The city has been besieged. Make ready. The enemy will soon be upon us.
Completely forgot what the shorthand part was. Cackle sounds so aggressive.
Reinforcements!
Guild crafting is fun because of the mixing of jobs. For me, the problem is, like, it's really cool if the build stuff is, like, involved. If I already think the game is fun. If I don't, then suddenly it's almost annoying that it's really involved. Because I'm like, I don't care. You get what I mean?
And now the fight begins in earnest.
But that's interesting. Uh-oh. I'm sure you can get it, Yami. Those 34 remaining spells, if you can find a group for it, is basically done in an evening, I'm sure.
Well, well. Look at all these adorable two legs. Come, dance with me, mortals.
Their leader has finally shown themselves.
Their leader does not have a name. Hey, Big Hurt. Hope you're doing well.
It appears the siege has ended. Where is Sorelja hiding? Are these not
I do
the
know
undersea
10 has
ruins
this
of
really
Alzadar?
complicated sphere grid thing. Where you, I believe they even have like this thing where you can toggle a more like initially it's a more strict, but you can toggle a more advanced version where you're allowed to be more like choose more freely or something like that. Also, no worries, all about enjoy your evening, and thanks so much for the free gifted subs, King Neos. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you enjoy your mount.
Alexander, so we meet again.
I think it's interesting when games have like a complicated system and then they're like, you can choose to unlock the more complex stuff if you want to, but we recommend you do it like this with the simpler system to start, so you can't screw up your character or something like that. I think it's an interesting little like protection device that can sometimes be necessary.
Or is it an echo can match the resilience of Alexander?
Like, speaking of which, I cannot remember what game it was, but I feel like I've played one recently where there was some sort of like, oh no, right now I remember. I think it was Baldur's Gate 3, where you can only do like, mixed classes if you're playing on not the easiest difficulty. I'm glad to hear that, King News. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that my guides helped you. Thank you. Sonic Phantom says, what's your main job? I tend to go to Black Mage, but technically, presently, I main Paladin for my raid team, and there's a good chance that I'll main Paladin or Bastion for the next expansion. For a similar reason.
Less of such a deity.
But yeah, there's a reason why I know all those weird tricks with Black Mages. Both because I think it's fun, and it's also because I play Black Mage a ton. Just because I like it. How's M12S Phase 2 proc going? I mean, we're a little bit into Idyllic Dream. We have Cardi on the tank. You know, good point, Crusher. I did, but then the tank disconnected, and then I forgot to fix it again.
In the face of his judgment.
Thank you for the reminder.
Well done.
I forgot when naming issues came back.
A comrade is in trouble. Someone heal them.
Yeah, so I've heard that the party finder was rough. Ow.
Well, if even the stalwart defenses of Alexander cannot stop us, I say we press on.
Yeah, mainly Black Mage and
The
Paladin
Garden
at
of
the
Roulettes.
moment is what I play.
And that means...
I don't actually play healer that often. I tend to lean towards DPS and tank. But I know how to do it. Now, unfortunately, I think I have not unintentionally put a lot of the burden on Crusher here by not like paying as much attention to the healing needed as I maybe should. But Crusher's got this. So that's at least a positive in all of this. Kieran Spike says, have you or will you ever do ultimates? As Zipzap says, we were technically progging Uwu before the second raid tier, and then it took the entire raid tier's runtime for us to clear Howling Blade. So then the third raid tier came out, and we're still working on that. And we've prioritized Savage over ultimates.
That's the last of them. There is no foe Sorelja can conjure that I have not already vanquished.
When do they add the Echo to the current tier? I don't think they do until the next expansion comes.
Sorelja, you bastard. You'll pay dearly for this.
Yeah, we're close dead, man. We are in idyllic dream. But that can still take a while.
Hold nothing back.
Who calleth my name?
What in the world? The emptiness threatens to spread.
Sonic Phantom is the browser sim for idyllic is so cool, people are so creative. You know what's even funnier? There are more than one. When we were practicing for it initially, we found 2 different ones and we had to switch to the second one because the first one was bugged. The second one was also kinda jank actually, and only worked more consistently when you downloaded it. Really weird. Yeah, tomorrow or Saturday would be a good idea, Ardell. But also same.
Bear unto them my essence.
Sonic Phantom says someone on Reddit said that if you don't clear Savage tier before they add the Echo to it, it doesn't count. What do you mean by doesn't count?
It's growing. This place is... It's been swallowed by the emptiness. The darkness of man's heart made manifest.
Yami, raids never have the building Echo type. That's only extremes.
No, I won't give
Raids will always just give it to you immediately. Like however much Echo is there, you get it immediately.
Oh, Altana, I beg your grace once more.
Sonic Phantom is, I guess they mean that you didn't really clear it. Let me put it like this, Sonic
So long
Phantom.
as I hold faith in my comrades and they in me.
There's a reason why
darkness shall
Mistel
find
said,
no purchase in my heart.
Red opinion immediately discarded. Because, here's the thing, Sonic Phantom. Yeah, they were being elitist.
Taking
Don't
the
worry
darkness
about it.
into
It doesn't
itself.
matter. If you cleared it and you're proud of it, good. That's what matters.
Farewell shall be.
Because someone will always move the goalpost. If you do, in fact, clear it before Echo comes on, someone will be like, yeah, but it was harder in 7.4 when we didn't have legendary, when we didn't have relics fully, like, accessible yet. Or, oh, but it was harder in week 1 because then we didn't have all of the gear that we could yet. Or you used a guide, so you didn't do it blind, or whatever else you can come up with. There will always be someone going, well, it used to be harder. Oh yeah, Cole has a copy paste about this. Basically, Sonic Phantom, you don't do Savage to impress others. You do Savage because you think it's fun to do, or because you want to get challenged. You don't do it to challenge a random Redditor, because someone will always find a reason to, like, downplay your achievement. Just be happy that you did it, and cool people will praise your achievement just the same.
Desire. Hunger for the end of mortality.
Careful. lest
Like,
the darkness
admittedly, yes, if you do it when Echo sets in, it will have been easier. So what? Okay. As Chief Hunter says, do it for the love of the game. If you had fun, great. A lot of the time with these people that say, it doesn't count unless, it's because for them it matters that they're better than you. For their achievement to matter to them, and that's their loss. For them, it's too important that they're better because they don't have anything else. Screw those guys.
Her fate decided.
Can't you go silent, Echo? Yeah, you can. There is a toggle to turn it off. But you can have it on if you want to. The thing is, and that's like exactly, if you do it when Echo's available, then, oh, but... so what? You were too slow or whatever. Like, the point is, it doesn't matter. Crab Galaxies, it reminds me of my Shiva Extreme Minimum Item No Echo Clear, where all but one of us were dead when we cleared it. That's really funny. That's awesome. But see, La Beta, the thing is, you could go in and say, oh, but we turned off Echo, and someone will go, yeah, but in this patch, they buffed this job, which you had in your team. Hence, you had it easier than when it was new. Or, oh, but one of your party members were wielding a relic weapon. Or they might not even be wielding a maxed out relic weapon. Like, they might not have it. And it would still be, yeah, but you had it available, so you had the easier version. Or, well, you had full, like, best in slot gear from the other bosses, which, like, you know, people in the first weeks didn't have. Like, the point is, La Beta, that there's no need to try and satisfy these kinds of goalposts. Just do it the way you think is challenging for you, and if you have fun, perfect. You don't need to impress anyone. If you, let me put it like this, Sonic Phantom, if you come in here in Evercold and say, hey guys, we beat Lindworm Savage. I mean, we did it unsynced, but I mean, we still had these difficult mechanics, and we did it. It was really awesome. I'm not gonna be like, but I mean, you did it unsynced, so I'd be like, you did the unsynced, so of course you had a little bit easier, but you still did the mechanics. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. And that's what matters. Exactly, Gotakus. Why are you looking for validation from random strangers on the internet? And hey, if you are looking for validation from me, you can have it. I simply like I don't put enough. I don't put enough. I don't put so much value in these things that I would. Like, if you come in and you're proud of something, I will probably say that's awesome.
Shinryu has already brought ruin to one world.
Uh-oh.
We cannot let it come to another.
Not a chance. Let's kick this thing's scaly ass.
Nice, they make some time. I believe Cinder Surprise is one of those that is like really annoying, right?
What the hell was that?
Has Serelja finally prepared the vessel for his king?
Zipzap says, I do wonder if how Lindworm is going to work in Unsync. I'm going to guess that phase 1 will simply like cancel whatever it's doing and go on to the thing. Like he'll probably interrupt whatever he's doing and then move on to the like transition thing. Glad to hear that, Lavita. Was slide casting easier or worse with the bad latency? I believe if you have a consistent latency, then slide casting might be slightly more effective. Potentially, maybe. But most of the time, if you have a worse latency, you have a more unstable latency, and that means it's harder to find the correct timing. So, probably not better.
Everyone, with me!
A tip for slide casting, and you can actually see it on my screen right now. When you have reached the point where you can move, emotes on your hotbars will light up as if they're like possible to be used. You can see like this one, navigate on my hotbars, little small one. When I'm casting something, you can see that it like darkens, and then I can move when it lights up. Like, there are ways to do it that are more like you could use third-party tools to do it more accurate, like to do it more precisely, but you don't need more than that. You just put an emote on your bars, boom, you have the answer.
The king's judgment.
Which VPN is best for slide casting? Slide casting opti. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Someone's down. Can anyone revive them?
Is absolute.
Unless you're a controller player and don't have space to put an emote on your hotbar. Sackboy, you can just add a regular hotbar to your screen. You can do that even if you're a controller player. You can just add it. Huh? We did it! Zip says, currently if you can kill during the second slaughter shed, you still got to do the third slaughter. I'm going to guess that the reason is that the 3 slaughter sheds is one whole mechanic. As far as Lindworm is concerned. So you'd have to stop him before slaughter shed 1. See, Make Some Time says, it took me months and I caught it on the first bite I ever saw. Oh. Nice. I think. Nice. We did it, everybody! Hey, Christoph. Hope you're doing well. You were in the Alliance raid. Oh, well, there you go. Fantastic. We did the thing. We did the thing. Oh, man. So close to another relic fully upgraded. Target says, did anyone else see this last boss as a bit of a letdown in terms of difficulty and enjoyed the fight, but I felt it could have been tougher? Maybe just me. I think the phase 1 of that final boss played around with some jank, so I can at least understand why they decided to make it a little more lenient. But I do agree with you that it was like definitely an easier fight. Especially after the final bosses of the first and second raids, it felt a little easy by comparison. I don't really mind it, but I do get what you mean. Right then, we actually got through everything, and despite the very long queue, we even got Winders done. Very nice. A coin for the collection. Now, make sure you have the other coins as well. And I have this problem, I have this weird staircase. Zipzap says, what now? Well, now we wrap up the stream. Cats is like 2 bosses that introduce mechanics and die before anything interesting can happen with them. Oh yes, that's true. The first phase does its thing, shows off the mechanics, and then like, that's over. The second phase goes and shows its mechanics and then it's over. Both of them would probably have done better by just being its own fight, so that they were allowed to breathe. In fact, it would probably been better if phase 2 had kept the 2 sides of the arena. Since they spent so much time building up that gimmick. Anyway. I made the Ramu Psychic into a meme I posted on Discord. Where did you put it? I want to see. Wow. The Ramoober. So for those checking in a little late, we had a whole thing about Ramu having a side gig. Uber for Caetsu was the caption she included. That is fantastic. Right, well, on that note, what a finish. On that note, if you would like to be part of the Discord community server with shenanigans like that, there's a link right there in the chat where you'll find the weekly schedule where you can see what else is coming up in the coming days. So usually updated Sunday or Monday. You'll also find the announcement room with links to videos and streams and what out. And if you grab the reminder roll in the roll assignment room, you'll get a notification whenever I do any of that. If it's the next round around 15 minutes before stream starts, you can catch it right when we go live. And if you'd like to support the channel even more directly, you can open the YouTube side of things, you can follow, you can subscribe, you can become a member, you can super chat, you can cheer, you can do all of that. And if you don't like any of that, there's also the Ko-Fi link that I'll post it right there in the chat. It all helps support me in the channel directly so I can focus on doing stuff like this with all of you without having to worry about algorithms and whatnot. So thank you so much for the support. But that'll be it from me tonight, so let's see who we can raid after that Alliance raid. Who can we raid? How about we hop to Reggie? He's doing some more Elden Ring. Oh, Shaq is already there. Let's do that. But on that note, good night, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending where in the world, and hope to see you all very soon. Bye-bye!